This is the Ben Herman Show.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the show. I have a very special guest that I want to introduce to you, Rob Sivickis. He happens to be the founder of the PHOTOBOOTH EXPO and also recently acquired Mobile Beat DJ Conference in Las Vegas, and had recently rebranded and changed it to the Mobile Entertainment Expo, also known as MEX. Us DJs in our industry, we have heard MEX all over the place. This is the head honcho. This is the guy who is behind all of this mastery. How's it going, Rob?
It's going well. Hi, Ben, and thank you for having me on your show.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'd love to find out, where did you get started with all of this? Like, what inspired you to start the PHOTOBOOTH Expo?
I actually started as a DJ back in 1987 to 1989, started slowly at university, but I was a DJ from 1989 through to the early 2000s, about 2003. Took a break for a few years. I came back, and then when I restarted the DJ business, once you shut something down, to start it up again isn't as easy. I was offered a job as operations manager for a large DJ company in Ontario, and they just happened to have 13 photo booths. Basically, overnight, almost pretty much learned about, not just, I wasn't just the operations manager for about 20 DJs. I was also operations manager for 13 photo booths. Did that for about a year, and then I became a rep for basically a company that was selling photo booths in California, and they were the ones that suggested putting on the PHOTOBOOTH Expo. And I talked to Ryan, who runs Mobile Beat, and we'd had some meetings and all that, but he didn't want to start a second show or anything like that. So I went ahead and started PHOTOBOOTH Expo, and it took off right off the bat. I was expecting 200 or 300 people. We actually got 1,350 the first show. And then in the next 5 or 6 years, it grew to over 4,000 people. And Ryan had been looking at selling Mobile Beat, so we made a deal back in 2019, just before the pandemic hit. We couldn't do anything. Unfortunately, he had to cancel his show because of the pandemic in 2020, and I couldn't have a show in 2021 because at that point, Nevada didn't allow any more than 25 people in any one room at any one time. So, 2022, we had the first rebranded Mobile Entertainment Expo. And between the new rebranded MEX and PHOTOBOOTH Expo, we had about 90% of the people that were there in 2019, 2020. And this year, hotel rooms are through the roof, no pun intended or anything like that. And ticket sales are stronger than they've been any year so far. And we're expecting well over 4,000 people between the two shows this year.
Okay, perfect. And so in regards to the new MEX show, what is the new direction from Mobile Beat to MEX?
Well, one of the nice things is combining it with PBX. All the years we ran PBX, approximately a quarter of the audience was already DJs. So in many cases, they were going to PBX, and then a month later, they're going to Mobile Beat, we started off a month before, but in the same time frame. And in 2018, by a weird coincidence, we did not plan it this way, but it just happened that Mobile Beat and PHOTOBOOTH Expo were the same week. So we basically made a deal that, our people were able to go see Vanilla Ice, and they were able to come to our show for an exhibits only pass for free. And it worked really well. And then people were disappointed when in 2019, the two shows were, different times again.
Separated
like
again.
I said, we had not planned it. I was calling Ryan about something totally, I actually had a couple of books published through Mobile Beat. And I was going to Australia to promote the show and promote the books as well. And I was just talking to Ryan about that. And by the way, when's your show? And he said, "Oh, it's this week in March." I said, "Wow, our show's the same week." So we basically made the best of it. It worked great. People liked it. Like I said, they were disappointed when in 2019 the two shows were separate again. But We had been talking, and Ryan wanted to he was looking at selling Mobile Beat, so we made a deal, and so far so good.
Awesome. And I'm assuming that Ryan was probably pretty happy about it as well, because, as you saw the increase in attendees, so did he probably as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like I said, 2000, it was a great year. And it's, unfortunately, in Vegas, you have to book these things sometimes 2 or 3 years in advance in order to get the dates. If you don't book it in advance, then somebody else will book that space. And years 1 and 2 was at South Point, years 3 and 4 was not at South Point, and then 5, 6, 7, and 8 all at South Point again. And I don't, unless I have a really good reason to move. The only negative about South Point is it's literally not on the Strip, but that presents way more positives than it presents negatives, in my opinion.
Yeah. I was just going to say, people are there for the conference, right? So there's plenty of networking to be done. So, you want to kind of keep people in the same spot.
It keeps people together. And I remember a couple of times I'm walking by the craps table, and it's like, wow, everybody that's there is from our conference, So it's, you can play poker with people that you can play, whatever, blackjack or craps. Like I said, lots of places to go eat. Basically, it has everything you need for a conference.
Yeah.
And their convention facilities are amazing. Oh, and the other thing for MEX, we're actually moving all of the PBX seminars are staying in the ballroom upstairs, but all the MEX seminars last year was in the other half of the ballroom. This year we're moving them all to the showroom, just because I think the showroom's a much better venue. They're great lighting, great LED walls in back. DAS or DAS will be providing the sound, even though there's a sound system in there already, but they're one of our sponsors, so they'll be providing the sound in there. So it'll be a great experience for DJs. For all the DJ seminars are going to be on Tuesday and Wednesday, and anybody that has an MEX key pass can attend their choice of either PBX seminars or MEX seminars. So, and a lot of them are running at the same time. But you can, if somebody gets a PBX key pass, it's only, you still get both exhibit floors, get all the demo rooms, you get all the parties and everything. The only thing the PBX key pass does not include is the MEX seminars. And the MEX key pass is a little bit more expensive, but like I said, that's, if somebody wants the entire show from both sides, that's what to do.
Perfect. And Rob, one thing I would love to kind of rewind back on is how you'd mentioned that, keeping folks on the same property, allows space for them to network and to rub shoulders outside of the speaking seminars and the show floor, right? I had actually shared a interview with Alan Berg just right before you, and he had mentioned that's probably by far the most valuable thing that he has found attending conferences is, of course, the presenters are awesome, but what happens in between the speaking engagements in the hallways of meeting folks and just getting to know each other on a more personal level. That's where all the magic happens.
I've been going to conferences for, I guess, more than 30 years now. Some years, I go to all conferences that are similar to what we do, both on the, or most of them anyway, not to every single one, but a lot of them. And I've seen a lot of speakers, and I do think you learn a lot more in the hallways than you necessarily do in the seminar room. Seminar rooms are good for encouragement, inspiration, and a lot of times I'll write, this is a good website to go to and things like that. But it's the people that you meet, basically. And the one thing I like is, because we have so many, we're easily the largest. If you combine the PBX side, we're easily the largest DJ conference out there. I don't know about in the world, but in North America for sure. So it's the best opportunity to basically meet with all your peers. And like I said, we have great speakers. I mean, Alan Berg is, in my opinion, one of the best speakers out there, and he'll be speaking twice at the show. But I still think you learn a lot more just from people that you talk to in the hallway and connections. And I know people that say, we met at Mobile Beat. We've been friends for 15 years. We met at Mobile Beat back in 2006 or something like that. And
yeah, it's incredible.
And
so lifelong friendships can also spark from there. Yeah.
And I
Absolutely.
know a couple of. Once again, I'm not mentioning any names, but I know a couple of companies that were formed because of people that met at PBX a few years ago. So.
Well, if I may ask, Rob, what are you the most excited about in regards to MEX and PBX that's upcoming in February?
I'm just looking forward to a year in which, sure, coronavirus is still around and all that. It'll probably be around for the rest of our lives. Last year was a bit of a challenge. I was thrilled that we still had 90% of the crowd that we had, pre-pandemic. But this year, the way everything's shaping up, this conference is going to go through the roof. A lot of the DJ shows, I've been going to these for 30 years. I think the heyday was like in the late 90s, early 2000s. Everybody buying their stuff online these days. It's been a challenge for a few of the trade shows, but we're doing relatively well. And the exhibitors that we had last year, for the most part, like 90%, were very happy. So we pretty much, we got 90 plus percent return rate, and we have a lot of new exhibitors as well that we've just signed on recently.
I'd love to ask you to share some insight, share insight for the person that's listening right now that never attended a conference before, or let alone Mobile Beat or MEX or PBX. What would you like to say to that person about considering coming to this upcoming conference?
Plan everything out. We do have the agendas now up. I'm thrilled that you're going to be one of our speakers there. So it's
absolutely, yeah, same here.
So okay, everybody's going to be in the ballroom for that. But Tuesday you'll have to decide between MEX and PBX seminars. And then on Wednesday, there's gonna be more MEX seminars in the showroom, but the PBX, my general experience with the PBX, because the show floor is so large, once the show floor opens, not necessarily on the MEX side, but on the PBX side, that's where everybody is located. I remember the first show, I actually felt bad for a couple of the speakers. The hour before the show opened, we had like 650 people listening to this one speaker, and then the show floor opened and the next speaker was speaking to like 25, 30 people. So for that reason, on the PBX side, I pretty much limit after the show floor has opened. Our seminars are limited to master classes, which are in a small 100-person room, and we have a few of those. Some of those are sponsored, where people are explaining their products in detail, and some of them are just some of them are overflow that we couldn't get them on the main stage. But because it's more product oriented and things like that, so we put them in on master classes on the Wednesday and Thursday. But there's a full slate of, if somebody wanted to do nothing, but there's education going all 4 days, parties all 3 nights of the show, and like I said, there's more. There's going to be stuff to keep you busy from noon on Monday all the way through to 2 p.m. on Thursday. So anything you want to do, and I highly recommend that you catch as much of it as you possibly can, and meet as many people as you can. And a lot of people want to. Myself, I'll probably be taking my wife to dinner on the Friday night somewhere on the Strip or something like that. But do that before or after the show, because there's so much, you don't want to miss what's at the show.
Absolutely. And just for reference, everyone, the show kicks off February 20th. And it is a conference that's going all the way from Monday through Thursday. So it's a 4-day conference at the South Point Casino Hotel in Las Vegas, which, of course, is a fun city to come and visit as well. Very easy to come in here with these awesome, large airlines that are at our airport. So you can travel from anywhere you'd like. Love to find out, Rob, where could people get their tickets?
If somebody wants the full pass, if you're a DJ, you want to get the Mobile Entertainment Expo Key Pass, okay? And for that, you go to mobileentertainmentexpo.com, which is exactly the way that mobileentertainmentexpo.com, exactly the way those 3 words
We'll put it in the show notes as well.
.com, and then you go to register, and You can basically reduce the regular price is $379, but right now it's going for $233 if you put in code MEX Show 2023. So MEXSHOW 2023, and that'll reduce it from $379 to $233. And that price, it'll be going up in regular, I forget what the numbers are, but it'll be going up December the 28th and then January the 20th. So, and then February the 15th, it basically is a full price for $379 for all the people that aren't early birds even a month before. So it's, but you can get that. If somebody, a lot of people ask me about the former Mobile Beat exhibits and party pass, because they want to go to the parties and they want to go to the exhibit floor, but they're not into sitting through all the seminars and all of that. For people that want that, they should go to PHOTOBOOTHEXPO.com and get the key pass there, which is $100 cheaper. What that gets you is both exhibit floors. So you get all the demo rooms, exhibit floors from PBX and MEX, and it gets you all the parties as well. That's what used to be the Mobile Beat exhibits and party pass, but like I said, if you don't want the seminars, just go in there. And you actually get, the nice thing is, unlike the former Mobile Beat exhibits and party pass, you actually get PBX seminars with that as well. The only difference between the PBX key pass and the MEX key pass is that the MEX key pass includes everything, and the PBX key pass includes everything except for MEX seminars.
Perfect. Well, Rob, thank you so much for joining the show and letting us know about your upcoming conference. We are super excited. I'm super excited to be there on stage and speaking, and also meeting all of you that come out to join us. And again, I just enjoyed spending time with you today.
Thank you very much for inviting me. It was very nice getting to know you there.